Okay, welcome to episode 6 of the Rat and the Raccoon podcast with Nukes and Wheezy. And today we are going to be doing some random topic roulette. So the premise is we have 5 minutes to talk about a topic that is generated RNG style. So it's a bit of a move away from the video games discussions that we've been having over the last couple of weeks, but I'm super excited to get cancelled, Nukes. I don't know, how about you?
Yeah, I'm ready to get tore apart on Twitter and have our whole YouTube taken down.
Yeah, career falling apart before it's even started. All right, let's let's go. Let's actually. So this was the one that's up on the screen already that I've set up with OBS or whatever. So let's actually start with this one because it's pretty good. So what does your own personal hell look like? Let's start there. Do you want to go first? Do you have anything in mind?
The first thing that pops to mind for me is like having to get up, like if I had to get up every day and like listen to a whole queue of people just telling me all their fucking problems. You know what I mean? Just
You
over and
must be
over.
so stressed listening to me all the time then. Why do you put
No,
up with me?
I mean I like to complain too. It makes me a hypocrite. It's not aimed at you.
Fuck man, I didn't realize that like we were going to end up like ruining our friendship or whatever I meant to you over this fucking random topic generator discussion.
It,
No,
it's
that
more it's more like people you kind of know and then they unload on you. It's
yeah.
just you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, people just talking to me in general gives me the ick. You know, I am the one thing that popped into my mind with regards what does my own personal hell look like. It is an eternity of that feeling where you're in a group setting and somebody says, "Now we're gonna go around the room. Everybody's going to introduce themselves and
Oh
give
yeah,
one fun fact." That
that's
to
a
me,
fucking nightmare.
I would rather be bent over by Satan for the rest of eternity than have to go through that feeling of oh I don't
It,
even know how to describe it. It's just like the sheer horror. And you're sitting there and you're like, I'm such a boring fucker that there's absolutely nothing here that I have. And you hear everybody else is like, oh, at the weekend I go and I rescue dogs from bad guys who work in the mafia and have had criminal careers for 40, 50 years. And it's just like, yeah, I just sit around, scratch my balls, and play Elden Ring. No, I don't do anything like that. And by the time it gets to me, it's always like, I'm from Ireland. And that's it. Like, and that's it. That's all I got.
I have a dog and she likes to eat stuff and you know uh, it's like have I ever done anything in my entire life?
I have nothing of note. I have nothing, dude. So it's like, yeah. Okay, personal heaven though. That's on the list here as well. Do you have anything? Do you have anything?
Hmm. Personal heaven. Personal heaven. Hmm.
I mean,
Maybe you go first.
oh yeah,
No,
okay. I
okay.
have got one. I've got one. I mean, to be in a personal state of being massaged, like that to me is like, oh, that's really really good. But then again, there's like what's heaven mean is like, can I be around all the people that I've loved throughout my life, all the pets that I've had,
Uh,
just no stress, no drama. Everybody exists on this plane in which nothing really matters anymore. All the bullshit that we've dealt with throughout life kind of just goes away and everybody's just cool out. That to me would be perfect. But if there's like one particular thing that I would like to be in a constant state of, there's one thing I can't really mention, but then the close second would be yeah, getting massaged
yeah, I guess so.
on my
Richard.
sorry. Sorry. Sorry, I don't know, man.
Well, it is heaven, so I guess happy endings are included.
Sorry, sorry.
But I guess maybe I don't know. I guess kind of in that same vein, I like even though I'm a grown fucking man, I like bubble baths.
There's nothing wrong with a good old fucking soak, man.
Like a like a really hot bubble bath or um
Rubber ducky or
yeah,
no
on my
rubber
bed.
ducky?
No rubber ducky. I'm not tacky.
Okay,
Uh
I mean, some of us like enjoy rubber ducks, but that's fine. I mean, there's no tacky. I
I
mean,
didn't
it's a
mean to
bit strong, but that's fine.
I didn't mean to attack your enjoyment of the rubber duck.
We haven't been on for 5 minutes, and already we fought like twice about this stuff. All right, okay, boom. Right, we can move on to our next one. Here we go. Agriculture. Agriculture.
How do we feel about it's good.
Yeah,
It's very important.
very important industry. All
Yeah,
those
I mean,
fields, all those animals.
yeah, and corn and uh
Yeah, and that's all
rice.
that you can really say about agriculture. All right, have you ever been in love? That's a bit personal. I'm gonna move on from that one. Oh, here's one for the fucking nerds, right? What technology from a science fiction movie would you most like to have? You know what one
Hmm.
I think, like, okay, so as a teenager, the X-Men movies were big, right? And I longed for being a mutant. You're already a mutant,
Mm.
Weezy. You're already a rat. Look at the state of you. No, but I longed for that. So I guess it's not really technology, but I just wanted to bring that up because there's aspects of it technological or whatever.
Mhm.
You know whose superpower I do think is really cool, the technology behind it. And it's also because I do kind of have a bit of a man crush on Paul Rudd. But Ant-Man, I love the go small and go
Getting some.
big technology.
No.
And one aspect that I don't know if I read it on Twitter or if I read it somewhere before though, was somebody made a good point. You know, they could have killed Thanos by why don't they just make Ant-Man really, really small? He goes really, really small, goes inside Thanos, and then just does the big thing and just fucking
Um,
obliterates him that way.
yeah, I mean, why didn't they think of that? This is perfect solution for that problem.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you. All right, give it to me. What do you got?
I guess mine's sort of cliche that, the little the I don't remember what it's called in Back to the Future where they put the little pellet in and it turns into a full meal.
Oh
That shit would be
yeah.
great.
Oh yeah,
I
that
was
would
trying
be
to think
sweet.
Yeah, I was trying to think like what do we don't have that was in like science fiction movies from the past because we've got a lot of things, but that's one we haven't figured out yet, and that would be nice. We don't need flying cars for sure. People
No.
can't manage it on
Yeah,
the ground.
that's fucking for sure. Um, how do you feel about jetpacks though? Like I know jetpacks are a thing, but I guess more efficient. Um, what's the word I'm looking for?
Hmm.
Just like everyday use jetpacks. How do we feel about that?
Jetpacking to work. Hmm. Uh, maybe we could keep it as I guess as like recreation,
Okay, yeah,
like we kind of
yeah.
like we do now.
you're more
That
you
was a fucking boring answer,
you're
but
more of a ground person. You're more of a. I think we've realized that. Do you have a fear of heights?
no, no,
No,
I like flying, but I'm glad that someone is trained very well to fly the plane.
very well debatable in some circumstances, but yeah, that's all right. Okay. No, I was going to say. What was I going to say? How do we feel about time travel technology? Time travel is one of my all-time favorite concepts. You mentioned Back to the
Okay.
Future there. Now, what? How do you feel about like that type of thing? I like going into the past and fucking around with the past. Technically, I mean, I've been told it's not possible. You know, my chats with
Yeah.
Stephen Hawking over the years, but
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd be more interested to see the future.
Yeah, so would I, just to see what kind of a
What happens?
fucking
And
mess
if you
mess
fuck
I've
up, you
become.
can go
Yeah,
back in the past.
yeah, I
You can
love
go
that.
back in the past, and it's
That
fine.
that's fair enough. Yeah, that's fair
Okay,
enough.
I'm not born yet. But
Yeah,
you go in the past and you fuck up, then you mess around and not get born.
I mean, there's days, man. There's days where I wish I could go and um knock on a few doors and stop a few things from happening. That's very morbid and very 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 bleak, but yeah, no, time travel is super super interesting. But yeah, apparently once again can't go back in time, but they reckon you can in theory go forward in time if you're on a craft that's moving close to the speed of light around a large mass. Fun
Hmm,
fact. um
interesting.
Very very interesting. All right, buddy, let's move along here, buddy. um what is your favorite holiday? uh
Christmas.
You like Christmas?
Yes, I like a big. Even though I've slammed you for your tackiness with the rubber duck, I like a big, flashy, tacky American Christmas. I
You
say it like that
hypocritical,
because of
hypocritical piece of shit.
I included the American because of all the lights we do, and we go overboard.
So when you
This is
say American Christmas, to me, the first thing that comes to my mind is Home Alone in New York.
yeah,
And he's walking
yeah, just
around those
lights
stores and seeing
every
that, yeah.
fucking where. Yeah, the fucking music playing at the mall and at the stores, and it gets a little old. I'm kind of like I want to pull back, and it's only be between. I'm one of those that only want it after Thanksgiving, but I don't want it to be take over the whole month of November. But I like it when it's there. It's just it's the holiday. It's the holiday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I struggle to relate. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna deep dive and ask a couple of questions here. So, is it the fact that you associate it with childhood and gifts, that side of things, outside of what you've mentioned already, with like the big tacky displays and all that kind of stuff? Do you think it comes from a good childhood? How was your childhood? No, no, sorry, but
How was your childhood? Were you abused?
yeah.
No.
Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying. So, like, where do you extract the
Uh,
most joy from it? I guess is a better question.
well, I guess it does go back to childhood. I think of my grandmother who always loved Christmas. She'd watch like Christmas movies any time of year, and my mother goes overboard for Christmas. We have several Christmas trees. We don't just have the one. We have several throughout the house, and she goes big time. She goes big time with every holiday, but I don't know. I guess it's just from childhood. Every Christmas it was a thing. It was a big thing.
Hmm. No, that's fair. I think I always, as a kid, loved it. With Santa Claus and the presents and just getting new games and new games consoles. Like I remember getting like an N64 for Christmas and stuff. Like I like look back on those times with fond memories. But as I've jumped into my adult years, I don't really have as much of a love for it as I used to. I guess I'm not a Scrooge or anything like that. I do like the gift giving and gift receiving and that side of it. But I think I get very scared around and like first of all, I'm an introvert. That like that would put that out there, and then secondly, I don't know how to handle myself around people who get very 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 stressed out. And there's a lot of stress on Christmas Day. People
Hmm.
running around getting stuff put together. Um, Dinners and stressing about people visiting and cleaning and all that kind of stuff. And I get very uncomfortable when I see a bunch of people or somebody stress out for an event that's meant to be enjoyable, and
Hmm.
that kind of puts me off Christmas altogether. I'm like, yeah, I get it that you want everything to be looking perfect and you want everything to be looking fantastic, and yeah, that just freaks me out for some reason. And then secondly, Um, the amount of pressure that's put on people to continuously be in a good mood for the day. There's always an argument
Yeah.
at the end of the day in my house. There's always
We
an argument, dude. Always, like,
w
I my favorite argument, like, I have a favorite argument. That's how many of them that we had. Was the time I was upstairs and I was like gaming. And I can't remember. Okay. I'm put this out here. I'm well into my like late teens at this point. I think I might have even been at college and I was home from college. But I all I could hear downstairs was my father arguing with my brother. I can't remember what it was over, but all I heard was my brother stomping up the stairs and my father shouting behind him. And you know what? Thanks a lot for ruining Christmas. Just so, like, with so much venom. I'll never ever forget it. Um, so the fight either broke out uh before dinner, during dinner, or after dinner. It was always in and around very like a dinner time. Because there just been so much pressure throughout the day earlier that it just eventually explodes. So yeah, my favorite holiday is Halloween. I didn't even talk about my favorite holiday. Just talk about how much I
That's
hated
good too.
Christmas. I
That's
love
really good
Halloween.
too.
Yeah, yeah, I love it,
That's
love
number
it.
2 for me.
Yeah, it's top tier. All right. Oh, where and when was the most amazing sunset you have ever seen?
4:30 PM every afternoon in a Walmart parking lot in Alabama.
I can't
The
compete.
most ama
I
the
cannot.
most amazing sunset you've ever seen.
I can't compete with that. We're gonna have to move on with that one. What do you do when you hang out with your friends? It's very. I guess more of my time is spent hanging out, socializing online with people. To be honest, I'd like to take this from the perspective of IRL though. Do you want to go first with this? I have something. If you want me to go ahead,
Mine's fairly quick.
I bet it's the
I
same
just
answer.
it's either just depends on which friend, but it's either games or we're catching up or
Dranking.
one of my friends is drinking.
Yeah,
Yeah. Or going to bars or something. It's pretty typical. Nothing.
yeah. I mean, I spend time with friends. To me, is I do like I have friends in Canada and all that kind of stuff, and I'm very close to them, and I do drink with them and whatever. But to me, like friends, I have like my Canadian friends and then I have my Irish friends, right? And I think it's more not interesting, but it's like funner to talk about. Oh my god, if any of my like friends in Canada hear this right now, I'm already in big trouble. But I mean, I love being in Ireland, where I'm from, in a very small rural pub in the middle of nowhere,
Mm,
just getting absolutely plowed with one of my best friends. I love it because it's chats very similar to this. And then you've got like randomers that come in because I'm from a place that's touristy, so you'll get people from all corners of the world coming in with all sorts of stories. So sitting at a bar with my best bud and one of my best buds in particular, I won't mention his name, um, and just talking absolute random nonsense to people who walk through the door and that type of thing is so much fun. Like I loved and well, in hindsight, like I thinking about it a lot more. I have a lot of fond memories of those random encounters with people that I'll never ever see again. And it's all based around one of my all time favorite pastimes, which is so stereotypical, but it's drinking.
good old drinking.
Do you partake in the devil's lettuce?
Sometimes, not too often, but sometimes I do.
Do you smoke or do you do edibles?
Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't ever do it because it's illegal here. But if I was to, we'd be smoking it.
I was talking about video games. In video games,
Oh,
not in real life. um
yeah, yeah, be
yeah.
smoking it.
Yeah, yeah.
We-
Yeah, I do be doing the edibles in real life. I can't actually smoke weed because it makes me incredibly sick. I get very, very
Oh,
sick
really?
from it. Yeah, I had a really bad experience when I was younger. Um, pulled what we call a whitey. I don't know if that's an expression where you're from.
Not
Just
not
go.
one I've ever heard. No.
You know that when you go really, really, really pale. Not that I'm not
Ah,
fucking pale enough already. I'm Irish, but you go really, really pale, and you just like, oh, it was so bad. Like it was honestly really, really. I could barely walk back into my house because I've been out with a friend. But ever since that event, I can't smoke. My body just goes. It's like, you know that feeling you get from when you're younger and you get like a really bad sickening from one particular type of alcohol, and you can't go back to it.
yeah.
Yeah, I liken it to that. It's the weirdest thing ever, and I've tried so many times over the years to get back on the wagon, off the wagon, on the wagon, off the wagon with that. I don't know what
On you can get
on it.
on the wagon.
Yeah, get under it.
Under
um,
the wagon.
yeah, and I can't, but I do love having an edible and also hanging out with my friends watching ridiculous TV
Oh,
shows. I'm not going to
of
mention the
course.
names of the TV shows that I watch when I'm high.
Just
Anyway,
cartoons
uh,
can do the job for me.
yeah. All right, let's go. Oh,
Mm.
oh, oh, oh,
Uh, Eating with their mouth open drives
huge,
me insane.
huge.
I cannot stand it.
How do you feel about hearing animals eat?
Uh, Depends. 'Cause
I, oh, sorry, go on.
I guess more with animals is where they start licking herself when you're trying to sleep. It's like, okay, get it and go to bed.
Get it and go to bed.
Whatever you're doing, please hurry it up.
Oh my
Dog,
god.
animal is not as big of a deal, but I can't stand hear someone smacking.
Okay, so I 100% agree with you on the smacking. Right, that to me is bonkers. Right, but I used to live in a household where we had a pit bull mix, and I used to get so excited to hear her having chowing down on her dinner. There was something so relaxing. I'm not even being sarcastic right now. I loved it. I loved the sound of it. Now, I can't say I've ever been in a situation whereby I've been woken up to the sound of a dog licking its bollocks. To the point in which I've been annoyed or anything like. I have no recollection of that, so I don't know how I'd feel about that. I'm sure I'd probably be annoyed. Um, yeah, that's hmm,
Yeah,
hmm, hmm.
I just always think I'm not gonna name any names or locations, but I moved to a place somewhere in North America for a few months, and the people there all slurped their soup,
Oh no!
and
Oh
every one of
no!
them. And we were out to dinner, and it's just slurping and smacking. And I don't know if I could
No
eat
wonder you
for
got out
those.
of there. How long were you there for?
It was just a few months. There were other things, and there were other things to that, but smacking drove me insane.
Ugh. All right, I have another one that's like really annoying, and this might be like super particular for me. You might not have like a comparable thing, but I really dislike it when somebody asks me for help, particular, uh, perhaps a job, and you
Mhm.
help them with that particular subject or that topic, or that functionality or whatever it may be, and it's all good, and they come back to you 2 weeks later asking the exact same question again,
Mm.
not having learned like a single thing. Like I love, like, I was training to be a teacher at one point in my life. Like I do love helping people, and I get a great kick out of um bringing somebody's knowledge to a new level. Like I love that stuff, but I really hate people. Not hate. Hate's a very strong word, but I dislike when someone's kind of lazy and when someone doesn't fully listen to you, especially when you've taken the time to help them.
Yeah, that's pretty annoying.
You got anything else?
Oh, I had something, and now it's going out of my mind. What was it? Oh, when someone sends you a text and it's either "Hey" or "Can I ask you a question?"
Oh yeah.
and
Oh
they
yeah,
could just
yeah.
send it and just send it all in the one text. Say, "Hey, blah
Oh.
blah 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 blah. Can I ask you a question?" And then ask the question. Just ask the question with the text. That's all you got to do.
Oh, and that's amplified like a million times at work too. Like casually, it's one thing when you're like when it's a friend or an acquaintance that you're texting or whatever. But if it's at work,
Mhm.
and especially if it's a higher up, my God,
Oh, geez.
oh my God, it's awful. It's the most awful thing somebody can do to you. And fucking people are always like, oh, assume best intent. Assume best intent with somebody's message like that. I was like, I wouldn't have to assume best intent if, like you said, Nukes, they just write in what they want immediately. We wouldn't have to go through this sea of emotions, this wave of anxiety. Fuck, man, we're
It's like,
we're we're seriously millennial. It's crippling.
can I ask you a question? Could be anything from, uh, what do you want to eat to, we need to have a talk.
Yeah,
you know,
you're getting fired. It's like, yeah, it's no, yeah. Let's move on from this because I'm actually beginning to sweat a small bit here. Okay. Um. Oh, fuck me. All right, I am going like Disney are the Disney two podcasts in a row getting a mention on
they're coming
here.
for us.
They are coming for us.
Put on a
Overrated,
list somewhere.
overrated, man. I'm gonna just put it out there. I know a
Yeah.
lot of people are gonna
Um.
hate me for that.
Of course, I'm a classic whatever where I like the ones from the 90s, the early
Same,
90s,
same.
but and some from the 70s, which what kind of like Robin Hood, but
Mm-hmm.
and Jungle Book. Those are good, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, after Hercules,
Oh, you
who
actually have a
cares?
specific moment in time where you know it fell off for you.
Yeah,
I
it's like,
I think I just started getting really like annoyed when all I heard constantly for years was "Nanigu, Nanigu," and like get away,
yeah,
you like go away from me, Olaf, you silly looking fucker. I don't want to see you on my cereal boxes, my drinks, my like everything. Take your carrot nose and shove it up your. Get away from me! Like I'm done. I'm done. I mean, this is a very extreme reaction to like Disney movies. I mean, the Lion King was my childhood. It's funny because
yeah.
we were just talking about this the other day. I watched that movie religiously every night on VHS as a child. Um, and well into my
Mhm.
20s. No, that's a joke. But I loved it. Like it was fantastic, like amazing. Then I didn't look at any footage of the Lion King, I would say, for well over 20 years. And my mate, who I was just talking about being at the pub with, and when we were out drinking one night, he said to me, "When you go home tonight, go to YouTube and just watch the opening sequence of the Lion King after you get home."
Mhm.
And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I actually did it. I remember to do it, open my laptop, drunk as fuck. I started bawling, crying. Like number one, I was up to my tits in whiskey. Right, so that's the first one of the first reasons. So highly emotional, but it just brought everything back from when I was a young fella as well. And just the beauty of that opening sequence is incredible. But yeah, Olaf and the lads
Yeah.
can go fuck themselves. That's where I stand on Disney movies.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I cut it off at Hercules because I was aging out of it at that time. Around Hercules, that would probably been the last one I was young enough to go and see. Which I guess you can watch them at any age, but I was kind of, I guess I was aging out, but I'm not. Have had little cousins or stuff watching them, and is this it's not the same as the old ones.
No, it's not. And I obviously I'm hamming it up a bit here, being extreme about whatever, but no, there was something about those '90s ones that just hit home. But it's all nostalgia too, right? Um,
Yeah,
it's going to
for
get
sure. I mean, we have some nostalgia shades over it.
yeah, and it's going
I'm
to get
sure.
to a point in time where there's going to be kids who will complain about whatever the current iteration of Disney is and talk about how great Frozen was and how there hasn't been a song as incredible as Let It Go. So there is the blinders that come with Disney movies and all of that content you could consume as a wee young fella or little one. So yeah, I mean, yeah, Disney Plus is pretty awesome though. I'll give Disney that. I really like Disney Plus.
Yeah, there's some good stuff on it. I think in other countries y'all get more on your Disney Plus than we do because a lot of ours is on like Hulu and other stuff. I found that out whenever I've tried to recommending things to people from like the UK or whatever. And then I had to
Hmm.
look, and it's all on Disney Plus. Almost everything ends up being on Disney Plus. So
Yeah, I guess there's a lot more competing kind of entities in that market in the states. Um, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Disney movies, all right for a while, and then I was gonna say
all
then you
right for a
you
laugh.
yeah, and then you kind of I guess grow out of them is not a fair term to use because there's adults that still absolutely love the Disney movies, and that's totally fine, guys. Don't come at me in the comments. Each to their own. Okay, I'm gonna move along before this gets a bit messier than it already is. Pineapple.
It's a good fruit.
Oh fuck me! There's a right. Okay, I don't know. You do you know what
Do
question I'm
you
gonna
know?
ask? Do you know what question I'm gonna ask?
Oh, go ahead and ask it. And let's see.
Nah, fuck you. You ask it.
I don't know. I was gonna ask, did you know if it grew on the ground
Does
like a
it?
cabbage?
Does it?
Yeah,
No, it
pineapples
doesn't.
grow on the ground like a cabbage. They don't
No.
grow on a tree. Look it up.
Pine cones are on a tree, right?
Yeah, they're on pine
Apples
trees.
are on a
Yeah,
tree, right?
yeah, apple tree.
So explain to me, is this like two negatives make a plus? Like put pine and apple together in one word, and you automatically have to assume, oh, because usually they're up in the air. They're on the. It's on. It comes up from the ground.
Yeah, they grow on the ground like
I
cabbages.
don't
I
want.
imagine them like palm trees growing on palm, but
Yeah,
that's coconut.
I don't want to
I
do.
guess
I
it's
don't want to do
coconut.
these podcasts. I don't these types of podcasts anymore. I'm deeply disturbed right now.
And also, we're like, I don't know what, like every other language has a similar word for it, if it's not even close to pineapple. Let me look it up.
Oh, you need.
Let me
Yeah,
look it up. We get,
yeah. While you
we get,
look up that one, you can also gather some thoughts on this one. It might be a quick yeah or nay answer, but my question was going to be pineapple on pizza. Yes or no? A good old
not for
Hawaiian.
me.
No.
Not for me. No.
So how long have you been a little bitch?
My whole life,
So you've never you. So you've never liked that.
I would. I'm not one that's gonna be like think somebody's a piece of shit for eating it. But
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, I'm guilty of it now. People get very heated over that discussion. Me personally, yeah, I like to get a bit heated over it. Do I like pineapple on my pizza? Absolutely. That's that sweet flavor. Oh, and salt. Oh, fuck
well,
me, man.
we can just go half and half, and we'll be all right.
We're not going.
Um,
I was gonna say, are you gonna take me out or something? Are you
no,
gonna?
we no. I'm just meaning you get pineapple on your half,
Oh,
and
well, it's okay. We're just friends, though, right?
yeah,
Okay. So
maybe maybe not after this episode. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't know.
kidding.
Either we're
Uh,
never going to speak again, or else we are going to get married after this podcast. I'm not entirely sure. Um, but can you give me that word? Because I'm very curious about it now.
the French call it ananas, ananas, ananas. The Italians call it the exact same thing as the French.
Sorry, I don't even know what the word is, dude. I
Oh,
couldn't pick up on it. I didn't know what you said.
like it's like L apostrophe ANANAS and ananas ananas ananas
In an ass. Oh fuck! Hang on.
ananas.
Let me get. I'm gonna have to visually look at this. I think. So it's the same. So you're
It's
saying
like
it's the same across
is
like multiple languages.
yeah. I mean, we're the only one that's like pineapple. Well, the Spanish call it la piña.
Even the German word is because usually the German word is a little bit
German
different.
is die ananas, ananas,
Ah,
die ananas.
die in
Swedish
an
ananas.
ass. Die in an ass. Uh,
I'm sure that's exactly how it's pronounced.
oh, I've seen this meme. I've seen this exact picture I'm looking at before. Ananas, yeah, ananas, ananas. Wow, across like a wide range of languages too. It's all the same. And then you've got pineapple for English. That is actually wild. But the
At
wild
least, at least the Spanish are kind of with us. La piña.
where's the Spanish one? The Spanish one on my chart here says ananas as well. But maybe there's
Oh,
like two different words for it.
I was just
Um,
looking at a list. So
oh, same. That's
for
that's all I'm
Palmerall,
doing here as well. Um, interesting. But the most deeply disturbing thing we've learned so far today is that it emerges from the ground like some sort of undead creature. Um, cool. What makes you nervous? I
well,
already kind of covered that, but I'm happy to. I have
mm,
plenty of things that upset me, so I'm happy to fucking carry on with this one. Public speaking,
yeah,
scares me.
speaking.
Yeah, that's a big one. Especially when it comes to topics that relate to my job. And if I have to like present on those, that makes me nervous. Just
Yeah.
being in social settings where I only know one person, but that person knows everybody else in the room. That is horrible for me because I really want to latch on to that one person, but I'm also aware that if that one person just sticks with me and it's just the two of us, it makes that person not look their friendliest to the people that they know. So it's like
Mhm.
me being a crutch isn't good for that person, and that increases my anxiety about the anxiety I already have about being in that situation. That makes me nervous. I'll let you pop in with a few there. What I think about more.
Um, well, public speaking, of course. I don't like driving for other people. It makes me, I don't know.
Oh, oh
I hate when
yeah,
someone wants me to drive. I mean, I'm fine with driving, but if I'm driving a group of people, I feel like I'm being judged for some reason.
oh yeah. That's a big one. Have you ever been designated driver for a night?
Yeah, several times.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't find that's as bad as being with sober people during the day. I actually hate the first one. I hate that more than like being a designated driver because like drunk people don't really have a clue what's going on anyway. You know what I mean? Like it's fine, but oh,
Yeah.
I agree with that one. It didn't come to mind for me because I haven't really I've driven twice over the last 8 years. I don't drive in over here.
Oh, well, if you don't have to, I wouldn't if I didn't have to.
Um, Pictionary, huge,
Dictionary?
huge dude. I fucked up big time at my friend's house Christmas Eve a couple of years ago. I swear to God, the drawings I did were that of a 5 year old who had just woken up from a nap and couldn't see straight. Like it was like that bad. Watch some 5-year-old that come into the comments and be like, "Well, actually, excuse me, I draw pretty well." But no, yeah, and just everyone watching you draw, watching me draw, and people going, "What the fuck is that supposed to be?" And then and that's bad. But then the worst part, dude, is when they read out the word of what it was supposed to be, and people just have this blank expression on their face. They don't even go, "Oh," or "Oh yeah, I see it." It's just dead silence. That's happened to me, and that
Oh,
is
oh no.
awful, awful. I love all the people that were there though, so it doesn't really matter. They love me. I think. I hope. I know they do. But yeah, that's
Yes,
that's another one.
that sounds that sounds pretty bad,
Mhm.
actually.
Mhm.
I was like Pictionary, but then when you explained, I was like, okay, I get it. Um, I don't know. I'm not sure what else makes me nervous. It's kind of similar, but like maybe I'm just weird for this. Even if I'm with a group of people and someone new shows up, um, it makes me a little like I don't know. I get quiet for a little
Mhm.
bit.
Mhm. I know that one.
I'm al- I'm like I'm all right if I'm going somewhere and I know everyone there is going to be new except maybe a friend. I can deal with that. I know you said that makes you nervous, but I can deal with it if I have one person because it's someone for me to build off of and maybe meet someone else.
Mm.
But if it's all new people, oh well, I'm probably not even gonna go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I feel you. I feel you. I have another one. It's kind of like similar to what I talked about, but I don't like um playing North American board games like trivia games or like Family Feud or stuff like that. And not because it's not enjoyable to me, but it's because a lot of the questions are very centered around
Um,
North America. So I feel like I always come off looking like a bit of an idiot, at least that's my excuse anyway. For not doing so well. But it's kind of frustrating. Like I really wish there was more generalized kind of topics within board games.
that makes sense.
Yeah, that's another
I
one.
thought you were gonna thought you were gonna say like when somebody pulls out snakes and ladders instead of shoots and ladders.
I what do you mean by that? Hang on, what the fuck do you mean by
Snakes
that?
and ladders is the North American version of shoots and ladders. I didn't know what you
You're such
the
a
North
piece of
American board
you're a
game.
piece of work, dude. You're a piece of that's actually really funny. Okay, let's move on. Which is more important, having a great car or a great house, and why?
Great house.
I'm
Why?
I'm there with you.
Obviously, I guess is you drive a shitty car. Who someone that's a little look at this piece of shit he drives. But I mean, you're going home. If you're going home to a mansion, who gives a shit what you drive?
Oh yeah, like as long as you're getting from A to B, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna give the very cliche. As long as the home is happy, that's all that matters. And I do actually mean that. You know that there's that. I am genuine about that. But if I was to have like the choice of having a really nice car or a really nice house, I think it like financially too would make more sense to have a really
Yeah,
nice
and
house because the value of your car is going to depreciate a lot quicker, right?
yeah, and the value of your home goes up. So
I mean, we fucking nailed that one, dude. Let's move on to the next one. I don't think there's much else we can say about that. What do you hope to achieve in your? I'm not talking about that. Sailing, sailing away. What is a fashion trend you are really glad went away?
um
And I'm going to keep this one at 4 minutes.
uh first thing that comes to mind, even though I don't mean like the undercut haircut that was big in the 2010s, because even I had a bit of an undercut. Nothing wrong with that, but I mean the big obnoxious Pidgeotto hair that dudes were doing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm glad that went away. The big obnoxious ones. I'm glad that went away. But
Fro-
it then got replaced by 80,000 terrible, even more terrible haircuts. So
Frosted
that's
tips.
oh yeah, Frosted
Did you ever do the
Justin
frosted tips?
Timberlake.
Did you ever do the bleached hair?
I did highlights once.
Define highlights. Was it just a blonde bleachy look?
Yeah,
Yeah, so did I.
but my hair is already kind of like light anyway, so it wasn't outrageous.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I've done that. I've been through an array of colors in my head. I've done red, green, blue, um,
Me too.
dark purple stuff for a while. My father was always like, "You're gonna go bald. You keep doing that. You keep putting that shit in your hair. You're gonna go bald." I mean, I'm fucking nearly 35, man, and I'm rocking a full head of hair with only a couple of grays right now. So, the fuck you, father.
I did the same thing though. I went through just about every color hair. But my grandfather had like a different nickname for every hair color. I got called Johnny Bravo when it was
Yeah,
platinum
yeah.
blonde. I think when it was blue, it was Papa Smurf. I don't know. Then I got those in like 2015. I got those obnoxious millennial black rim glasses. My grandfather called me Buddy Holly the whole time. I don't know if you know who Buddy Holly
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah, I do. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
The Buddy
I
Holly
said I
here.
wasn't great at North American trivia, but I do know who that is. Yeah. Um. What else? Did you guys have the real baggy pants around the time
Yeah.
like new metal was popular? Like around like when Slipknot was super popular in the early
The
two
Jinko
thousands.
jeans.
Yeah, those were big for a while. I'm glad those went away.
Yeah, you drag them through the mud. I remember. Oh shit, what was it? It was only around for like a year or two, but they had these pants that would zipper off. They're jeans, and you would zipper them off into shorts.
I cannot think of anything more horrific. Could you?
And I
Was
thought,
there a brand name for them? Let me look at these right now.
I can't think of the brand name, but I did have a pair, and I thought I was so cool when I unzipped one leg.
I'm gonna call them
12 years old.
cut off jeans. That's what I'm gonna.
Mm,
I am not.
cut offs are like Daisy Dukes, where they're cut
They.
into
Oh yeah,
shorts.
yeah, they are. Sorry, my bad.
These
I
had a full blown sewn in zipper that you would unzip.
like I've seen those with like cargo pants and stuff like that, which makes sense. But with denim, I'm not quite there. So I didn't really know it was a thing, but I'm glad it's not really a thing anymore.
I don't guess it was ever. I don't guess it really got super popular because I don't remember them being around very long. I just remember I had some, and I wore just one pants leg to school one time and thought I was it.
You are it though. Just you'll always be it to me. Just so you're aware.
Well,
Um, what was the last movie you watched? How was it?
what was the last movie I watched? Uh, I know it was. Who was it? Who was in that movie? It's called Poor Things, and it was this very strange fucking movie.
Okay,
I guess spoilers if you're wanting to watch that.
go for
Um,
it. Yeah.
it's just it was like this mad scientist puts a brain into this dead girl, and she's learning how to be a person, I guess. But it gets very sexual very quick, and I was like, this a little too much, actually. I mean, I get the point was she was like learning about the world. It did have kind of
What
this.
website were you on when you were watching this?
No, this was a major movie. It was like Emma Stone
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and William Defoe's in it,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and but it had a cool aesthetic. It was like it's kind of Victorian, but it was like a fantasy version of a Victorian. I don't know. It was an odd movie anyway, though.
Right. I am convinced you were watching that in a different corner of the internet. that wasn't like Amazon Prime Video, different video websites. Um, the last one I actually went to see in the theater, um, was the Godzilla Kong movie, that latest one. It was fine. It was enjoyable. It was, well, the way I've described it is it worth a watch when it comes out for free on a streaming service. I mean, like an actual like Prime Video or Netflix or something, because it will eventually like land itself on one of those. That's the vibe I got from it. It was pretty good. What's your favorite movie of all time? Better
Um,
question.
either they're both from the same director. Either Pulp Fiction or the Kill Bills, Volume 1 and 2 together. I count them as one. Yeah.
Oh, dude, Kill Bill is fucking good. Can I ask you a question though?
Yeah.
Um, so Kill Bill 1 is
Mm.
incredible, and it's actually been on my mind to watch that like as of like last weekend. I was just thinking about it because it's been such a long time since I've seen it. Kill Bill 2 is kind of shite. Or do you
It's
disagree?
I think I always watch them together, so I consider them as one thing, but it is slower. I think Kill Bill 1's better. I mean, it's more fun to watch. It's a spectacle. And it but they both borrow from two different genres of film, and the first Kill Bill borrows from old samurai and kung fu
Mm,
movies, and the
mm,
second one is westerns.
yeah.
And westerns are long-winded and pretty boring sometimes if you're just not into it, you know.
So it's a
I
it's
do
a me problem is what I'm hearing.
no,
Nah,
not
yeah, no,
specifically.
yeah, no, yeah,
I
no.
agree that I agree Volume 1. I can rewatch Volume 1 forever, but I usually watch them together. Maybe not in one exact go, but like one night I'll watch Volume 1, and then the very next night I'm watching Volume 2. They're always right next to each other.
I think that movie, the first one, came out too when we were, because we're the same age, so we were
Mm,
kind of, I would say, like 13, 14 ish. Would that be about right?
yeah,
Yeah, if I remember
somewhere around there.
correctly. And it's like one of those movies that kind of like transitioned me into like my cooler self. You know what I mean? When you're kind of like, I don't know,
Hmm.
cooler self sounds so stupid to say. It's hard to explain. It's like a lot of like, the way a lot of your personality right now, and I hope everybody thinks that they're cool as shit, like regardless of what you're interested in, right? But a lot of your interests, your hobbies, and what you're into, like music, movies, and that type of thing, is it, to me anyway, is based around my teenage years. And I actually credit that first Kill Bill movie as something that pushed me into things that are a little bit more alternative and stuff. So yeah, I need to give that another watch, man. It's so good. It's so good.
Sure.
Wiggle your
You're
big
so Nick.
toe. It's
Yeah.
so good. I love it. All right. All right. All right. What else do we have here? We'll do a couple more. Sports you like to watch?
uh, None.
MMA.
Uh,
That's it about me. We'll just move that one along. Red Cross.
Red Cross. They're a good
Oh,
organization.
whoops. Yeah. How often
No,
do you?
that's all I have.
Oh, this is a good one. This is going to be different. This is going to be two completely different answers. How often do you stay up past 3 a.m.?
Every single night since I
Every
worked third shift.
single night, nukes. So, what are your? How many hour? Okay, so do you get 8 hours of sleep every night?
I get about 7 to 8 during the day.
So, do you have like? So, I'll give you my schedule, right? I'll wake up at maybe about like 6 or 7 a.m. and either like I'm working from home or I go into the office, and then I am in bed by like 9, 10 p.m., but maybe not asleep till 11, right? So I get about 7 hours or such, and then I kind of catch up, I guess, at the weekend. I'm kind of person that I do need like quite a lot of sleep. Um,
Mhm.
so but I'm pretty like structured, right? There's no real periods of like broken sleep because I'm in tune with like the regular working hours of the majority of people. So my question to you is it the same for you, but you're just on a different like schedule? Or do you find
Yeah,
yourself
I'm
getting
like,
interrupted a lot?
sometimes I get interrupted. It really like it messes up when I have things I got to do, like because most places don't care about that someone works third shift. They're open in the regular hours. So like if I have a doctor's appointment or my dog has to go to the vet or something like that, it's an ordeal to I have to reschedule everything and I have to maneuver to get enough sleep that I if I have to work that night or whatever. And when people plan weddings and stuff, they don't care that
Mm.
you worked all night either. So that I have to take like an extra day so I'm not miserable there, if
God,
I take
man.
off of work.
I can't imagine
But
that
that's
because I find it hard to actually do these things within regular hours. I get annoyed about them, but the fact that you essentially kind of have to wake up in the middle of what would be your night and go and do things.
yeah. And work meetings are always at the worst. It'd be like if you had to go to a work meeting at 2 in the morning,
Ugh.
you know.
Ugh.
If you had to wake up and get out of bed and go to work at 2 in the morning to have a meeting and then go back home and go to bed and work and be at work at your regular time.
And it's so
That's
it
what it
must
was.
be, dude. It must be so
That's,
hard to get back to sleep after getting up and going and do things, and then you're I don't know,
yeah,
like it's
it's not
gross.
easy.
It's gross.
But
And then I
uh,
guess you're met with fucking people like annoying you about like, oh, you're sleeping all day long, and you have to listen to
yeah,
that stuff. Oh, yeah, that must be really
every,
annoying.
everyone gonna treat you like you're a degenerate. It's like, well, I work. I work as
I
much as you do. I sleep as much as you do. It's just backwards.
I love that you bring up the word degenerate because there was a couple of years there where I was in a situation where I wasn't working, so it was every single night I was awake until maybe like 4 or 5 or 6 in the morning, just being an absolute gremlin on the internet. And to be honest,
Yeah.
playing so much Dead by Daylight, which is so cringy looking back on it now. But yeah, I am a night owl by nature. If it was up to me, I would go to sleep every day at 5 or 6 a.m. and wake up at like 2 and get up at like 3 and do things. Do that. If it was up to me, I would. That's the life I would lead. But I don't have that much power over my time right now, so
Yeah. I mean, I think if I was like, if I my natural sleeping pattern is like I go to bed at 2 a.m. and I'd wake up at 9 or 10, maybe.
that's not bad. That's a
That
good
would be
one.
just that'd just be natural if I didn't have any responsibilities.
Do you think you would like prefer to go back to living? I don't want to say a normal life because that makes it sound like you're ill or
Normal.
sick. Um, but normal hours, like the more what's the commonly fucking used hours? What commonly used hours? The most commonly lived hours, I guess.
Um, nah. I'd
No,
rather
fair
work
enough.
second or third shift. Rather work second or third shift. I don't want to. I'm not a morning person at all. Never have been. Even when I was a little kid, I would get up and switch on the television and stay up all night without my parents knowing.
That's fair. I remember one Christmas. It was like definitely after my first year in college. Because we got the Wii. I think that was after my first year of university. I'm pretty sure it was. But I remember back then, so I would have been on a normal sleeping schedule, but over Christmas, the 2 or 3 weeks I was off, I fucked it up to the point in which me and my brother were staying awake playing games until like maybe 8 or 9 in the morning. Um,
Mhm.
9 is a bit of a stretch, I would say. Actually, probably 7 or 8 a.m. And then we wake up and it'd be like 5 or 6 p.m. Like I'm talking incredibly messed up schedules. But it's amazing when you're younger that you can bounce back from that like really really quick. Like, cause I've never remembered back then being like, oh, I need to actually fix my sleeping schedule, so I'm just gonna stay up for like 24 hours. and do that and do it that way or whatever, or fix it gradually. It would just come naturally. Um, which
Mhm.
I don't know if you've any experience with that as a younger person growing up.
I mean, I, we'd stay up late all the time, and especially over the summer.
Yeah. I Another thing I was going to mention. Oh yeah, jet lag too. Like when I come back from Ireland, I am
Hmm.
all over the place. Like I am all over the map. Like I'll come back here and I won't be right for like a couple of weeks. Like I'll be going to bed at like 5 p.m. like North American time, and six o'clock
Mm.
North American time, just because I'm like all messed up over it.
Yeah, I've never, I guess cliche, but I'm never left North America. So, but even just a couple time zones will screw me up. So, I can imagine it's multiplied.
Oh yeah, because like where I am, it's like a 7 hour time difference. So it is like legitimately crazy. All right, let's do one more. Barbers. Oh, fuck, let's talk about barbers. Let's close this off. I hate getting my hair cut. I hate it, dude.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
worst.
I cut my own hair, so
What'd you do? Just buzz cut, or do you do a fancy?
right now it's a buzz cut. But sometimes I I learned I just taught myself how to do it because I work night shifts and it's easier to just do it myself.
I am incredibly jealous of you right now that you don't have to do it. I going in there doing the small talk thing. It upsets me. But in North America, the business models are more centered around trying to sell you things while you're getting your hair cut. Like,
Mm.
what product do you use? What beard oil do you use? Oh, you don't use any? You really should. And I'm like, fuck off. Just cut my fucking hair. If I want to grab something on the way out, I'll grab it. And don't worry, you'll get the tip out of it too, right? It's like we don't need. In fact, I'll tip you more money not to talk to me. I don't want to be talked to. I don't want to be sold anything. I'm already sitting in the chair. Just let's get through this as quick as possible without any discussion, and then you'll get your money. Leave me alone.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
here
feel as strongly. If you feel as strongly, but that's how I
no,
feel.
it's just here I live in a very rural area, and any barber I've ever been to, it's just you sit there. There is the small talk because that's just part of
Business in
just
general,
the
yeah,
culture,
I get it, yeah.
and the culture as a whole in the South too. Just small talk. But you just go in there, sit down. I used to go to this. It was a woman, and she would um, cut my hair in what in 3 minutes. She was quick. She
Oh,
cut your hair, hand her $10, and you were out.
what?
But I think it's probably that was. It's been a long time since I've been to actually sit down at a barber's, but I'm sure it's not much more than that now. Yeah, just go. Yeah, I go to her. She cut my hair in 3 minutes. I hand her 10. Hand her a ten a $10 bill, and that'd be it. Sounds like sounds like a fantasy, but it's not.
Oh, oh my god! If somebody told me that that was in my city, I travel like to the other side of the city just for that. Like I would waste more time getting to the place than I would if I go to my regular place because I just can't deal with it, man. I just can't stand it. It's just very, very upsetting. And this is, man, every time they always say to me, "So are you Irish or Scottish?" And it's like, oh god, I'm gonna have to do. I have to fucking do this one again. I have to talk about this. I talk about this every single time. And in the last time, the lady, she was very nice. Don't get me wrong. Shout out to her. She did a good job in my hair. But she said, one of my nephew's friends is Irish, and I said, "Oh, what part of Ireland is he from?" And she replied, Wales. And I was like, cool. I was like, cool. I didn't do it. I was so defeated sitting there in the first place, having to have the conversation, right? Never mind having to explain Ireland's
The
relationship
countries of the
with the
UK.
Brits and the UK and how you might not want to say that, and infer that we're British, and I'm defeated even talking about it right now. But yeah, that's how I feel about barbers. I mean, can't beat the feeling of a fresh cut when you come out and it's like it looks really really good. It's impossible to recreate that look really when you get home
Yeah.
yourself. But like, yeah, I mean that's my feeling on barbers and the British.
Well. Oh, so are you Irish or are you Scottish? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay, folks, we appreciate you listening as always. I'm gonna wrap this one up. I'm 100% Irish. Well, not really. I wouldn't say 100%. There's a hint of German in here as well, but
Oh.
we don't need to worry about that. We don't need to worry about that. All right, let's quickly end this. We appreciate you guys listening as always. YouTube, Spotify, Apple, those are the places that you will find us. Like, subscribe, leave us a comment, and we'll catch you in the next one. We do post podcasts every Sunday, so keep an eye out on whatever platform it is, so that you could give us a little bit of a listen and a little bit of support. We do appreciate it.
Thanks for listening.
Bye, guys.